All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. We are gonna talk about Peacemaker, season 2, episode 2. I forgot what the title was, but
A man is only as good as his bird.
there you go. That's a very fitting title.
It works for a lot of different ways.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it picks up right where the last one left off. Peacemaker's dealing with killing another version of himself. So, and then we'll talk a little bit about details. So obviously you haven't seen it, watch it and come back and let us know what you think. But we'll start with Brand Man. What you think about this episode?
I thought it was fine. I thought the balance between the kind of more comedic, kind of slapstick moments, kind of alongside
Tim Meadows or
alongside some of the more, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Alongside some of the more, because I already said the more kind of serious aspects, along with a lot of the more kind of humorous stuff was very James Gunn. That's what I'm getting at.
mm-hmm.
I think he's pretty adept at that at this point in time. It's basically his directing trademark. Those were my main things with it.
Yeah.
I thought the story was fine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What about you, Brian?
So I felt like the story itself would have been good, right? Mm-hmm. But I thought it was too try hard. I don't like, and this is a me thing, right? Not necessarily a James Gunn thing. It's a me thing. But when you try to, make a joke fit in, and you try to make it like it's funny, like, oh, I said the joke, you saw that joke, I don't like that. Like when Tim Meadows was calling the girl, hey titties, I'm like, I don't think that's something that I enjoy anyway. I feel like that's disrespectful on such a different level that I just I'm not gonna enjoy that shit. So that's just not me. So I thought a lot of this had a lot of good parts. I think I'm at a point right now where John Cena is becoming a good actor, man. Mm-hmm. Like the heart of his stuff, the stuff that's happening, the emotional scenes, John Cena is knocking out of the fucking park. He really is. He is to me, he's the best part of what I've seen in these first 2 episodes. Him. And the story I think is smart. I just think that the other things that it feels like it's forced in. I don't feel like it's just a naturally flowing thing. I didn't think that the orgy last time was a naturally flowing thing. I didn't think Tim Meadows was a naturally flowing thing. I thought it was just shit that was kind of put in there to, kind of, disrupt you a little bit. It's a disruptive thing, but it just wasn't necessarily funny. But there's just things, that I didn't like. There's a lot of things that I did like. So, I mean, I'm not going to say I hate the episode because I didn't. I just thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is crazy because so I know you, and I agree with you with trying to force things in, with the orgy you seen last week. I thought it was a little whatever. But I really I don't say I enjoyed, but I thought Tim Meadows in it was pretty funny. Because his whole persona is he's the dude in high school that said oh yeah, I did this and did that, and then but he's a loser almost, it's just we haven't found out about that yet, so him calling the girl titties, him calling the other dude what else, what did he call the other guy, but he gave them all really horrible nicknames, but it's just a dude who thinks he's cool, but he's really not, because he's just not sure, so yeah, I think he's it's gonna come out, and I think he's gonna end up being part of the Peacemaker team at the end of the day, because they're gonna accept him for the loser that he is, instead of trying to be this badass fake guy that he is. They did like Brandman said, they did the emotional stuff pretty well, and then they did the corny stuff, kind of. But not a great episode. Like you said, it's an okay episode.
It's just okay.
I think next week's is going to be good.
Although I think it has to
was
be
awesome.
I think it has to be good because some people are going to love this, right? Some people are going to love the way this show is going right now. People are going to think that this is fun, whatever. And there's going to be other people that are going to just kind of walk away from it, And I think that it could be a very good. You could balance this. You don't believe me? Look at Guardians 1, 2, and 3. I think you could balance stuff. I think that there's some things that I'm not going to like that. If you do a little bit of each, that's going to balance all of it out. And I don't think he's doing a great job right now, but I think you need to have a great episode to really highlight what you need from this show. And I'm not seeing it yet, but I think it really needs to be.
Yeah. Anything you want to see, Brandman, from the next episode or the next episode at all? Or
I think, considering the stakes, if Gunn reeled it in a little bit with the humor, and kind of took it a little more seriously, I think that might work to the show's advantage and just kind of display the severity of this situation. I think that might be a good idea.
He also it's a good story. It's a good story. Like, the multiversal thing, the whole thing with Rick Flag Sr. and how he is traumatized about this whole thing, about not being in Rick Flag Jr.'s life, and then seeing him, basically get killed in front of his eyes. Like, you understand the fury he's having. You understand what's going on. I think you can see where the story could go, and it could really have a solid takeoff. But you don't want to get in its way. I think Adebayo is going to be interesting with Kia. I think that whole thing is going to be really interesting. I think when you're seeing the gang all get together, they're having fun and having to figure out how things are going to work. Economos realizing that he's really part of this team and loving everybody, and how much he's loved by them. And then you see the 11th Street kids are kind of like together again and alive. These are awesome parts. Even the idea, when you see Chris go deal with Harcourt, I think that was emotional yet interesting in itself. And now Harcourt for the other universe and how Chris is going to go towards that. And then does he fall in love with her? And then does he leave this universe altogether? I think the story is going to be really good. So don't take me out of the story. Have some comedic parts of it and mix it in with this amazing story that you're doing a good job telling.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I personally don't think he's gone too far yet. Like I said, the orgy thing was the only thing for me where I was like a little unnecessary. There's no payoff. Even in this one, we got like the next day kind of thing, and that still also was just, it didn't need to be there. But everything else I was like, but everything else I thought was like really good. The eagly scene I thought was pretty cool, because like
that was great.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking too, I was like, is this even the same eagly? Like, it's like, is this maybe an eagly? Because remember, he flew off in that dimension, and Chris just assumed that one that was banging on the door was his. I'm just saying, it was like, because Eagly was badass in season 1. He wasn't like doing shit like this, so I wonder if it's the same one, so but that was still like a pretty cool scene. And the whole thing with, I thought the bird blindness was such a stupid funny thing.
I thought it was so stupid. I didn't laugh not one time. Laugh not one time. But so it could be a hummingbird or eagle. I was like, shut the fuck up. That doesn't make no damn fucking sense. Shut the fuck up. That doesn't make. I don't know. It could be a snake or it could be a worm. No,
Snake, get out
what
of
the
here.
fuck are you talking about
What
over
are
here?
you
Like,
talking
those are
about?
not the same things. You
Yeah.
can't tell. It could be an ostrich or a hummingbird. No, it doesn't make any fucking sense. So I didn't think it was funny. I just thought it was stupid for no reason. But I thought Eagly was amazing at it. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I thought he was just being stupid, like it's not a real thing, and he was just being stupid. But then later on, you're like, okay, wait, like he really can't know. He doesn't know what it is. And then it's funny because they actually cut a promo like after this episode of Peacemaker, and all the actors are like, oh, we need to talk to you about a serious condition, bird blindness affects blah blah blah, and every million, like stupid thing. It was like kind of silly, but it
just takes me out of the show. It takes me out of it too much, and not because I think it should be based on the comedy. Should be based on the characters that are there. I think there's enough characters that are a good comedic timing that are there that could be fine. Instead of taking me and saying, "Hey, look, you see what we're doing? You see what we're doing?" I don't need that. I need you to be funny within the scene.
Yeah.
Once again, more Guardians. Give me more Guardians within the scene of the characters being funny. That's fine.
Amongst themselves. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's definitely James Gunn. He pushes it sometimes with the comedy, but like I said, I like most of it, but I get why people might not be as entertained by it. But overall, grades. What grade are you thinking? Like A, B, C, 1 through 10, whatever. What do you think, Brandman?
I could probably give it a B, and that's mostly only because I thought there was such a solid start to this season. That's why it kind of helps in that regard. But I think at the same time, it kind of went a little too over the top with the humor, and I know that's a James Gunn trademark, but he could have reeled it in a little bit more. Yeah, that's my whole thing with it. It just it couldn't decide if it wanted to be serious or if it wanted to be more comedic or a combination of the two, and it was kind of messy in that regard.
Yeah, because it does hard cut from like funny or stupid to like serious scene, and then back to being like stupid.
Yeah, it was too jarring.
Yeah. Okay, so we got B. What about you, Brian?
I'm at C plus B minus.
Okay.
This episode, I was much higher on the first episode, which I thought I had problems with too. But I was much higher on the first episode than I am with this one because I just think you're missing out on a great opportunity with a really good idea. It is obvious where it could be. It's going to go, and I think, but I want to go on that journey with you. I just don't want to be taken out of that journey by slapstick stuff that doesn't have that could easily be comedy within the context of it. I want comedy. I want to laugh because it's joyful, right? It's fun, especially in serious things that have joyful. But I want it out of the characters that are there. I don't want to be put. I feel like it was put in for no reason. It's placed in from outside source for no reason. I can't get that.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I would probably give it like a B. My biggest issue was this episode was kind of slow. It didn't do anything story wise. Like I feel like what it did story wise could have been done in a quarter of an episode. Maybe a third of an episode, and then you could have got into like the stuff I think we're all ready to see, which is him dealing with
his
the
brother,
other universe,
his father, all those things that were amazing in the first episode. None of it got to be done. Done there.
So like here, just him. It took an hour for him to realize, or our episode to realize by the end is like, I kind of want to go over there and hang out over there. So I was like, yeah, we could have done that a lot quicker. Just saying, we don't have a lot of episodes, so you need to kind of get into it a little quicker. I think that was my biggest issue, but it wasn't like a horrible episode, I don't think. But I did like episode 1 more than this one. So, but yeah, But we're getting episode 3, this Thursday. So by the time this comes out, it'll be like probably tomorrow. Most likely. But yeah, we'll talk about that live on the Spoiler Kings on our Thursday live show. So make sure you guys come and check us out with that. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below and let us know what you guys think about Peacemaker so far. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it too goofy? But we want to hear from you guys. So make sure you leave a comment, let us know. But we appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging out with us while we talk about Peacemaker, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Later.
See you guys.